the CEHF Blended Learning course, Health-Related Physical Fitness and Programme Design. This is lesson 10 and we're going to look at the treadmill walking test. The aim of this lesson is to introduce the students to the procedures used when administering the treadmill walking test on a client. The learning outcomes: you will learn the procedures used to administer the test on a client in order to assess cardiorespiratory endurance. You will be able to determine the client's suitability when administering the test. You will be able to distinguish between the advantages and limitations of the test, and also to determine VO2 max based on the results. The treadmill walking test is used to test the component of fitness, cardiorespiratory endurance, and the indicator of this is VO2 max. So as always, we're trying to find VO2 max. The client's suitability then, well, this test is suitable for low risk healthy adults who are 20 to 59 years of age and clients who are used to walking on a treadmill. The equipment needed is a treadmill, your timer or stopwatch, and a heart rate monitor fitted to the client. Test procedures: explain correct walking techniques to the client, allow time to practice on the treadmill, make sure they're comfortable using the treadmill, they know where the stop button is, that their posture is right, they're looking straight ahead and well focused. A brisk but comfortable pace ranging from 2 to 4.5 miles per hour should be established during a 2 to 4 minute warm-up. So we have a 2 to 4 minute warm-up here, and during that warm-up you are trying, as an instructor, you are trying to establish a pace that is brisk, quite fast, but comfortable enough for the client so that they can maintain that pace, because during the test you are going to put up the incline on the treadmill by 5%. So you need to be sure that the pace is comfortable so that the client will maintain that pace during the time that the treadmill is inclined, but also that the pace should be brisk. So you're busy here, you're working hard, you're upping the speed down and putting the speed down again, interacting with the client to make sure that they are comfortable, but you should be happy that the pace is fast enough as well. If you're using kilometers on the treadmill, you can also do the test using kilometers. You would convert the 2 to 4.5 miles per hour by multiplying by 1.6, so you would work in a range of 3.2 to 7.2 kilometers per hour. But before putting the speed into the formula, make sure you always convert it back to miles, and you would do that by dividing by 1.6. When the correct pace has been established and you are happy that the pace is brisk enough, but the client is also happy that they are comfortable enough so that they can maintain it, you increase the incline to 5% and start your stopwatch and continue walking at the set pace for 4 minutes. While this is going on, interact with the client, talk to the client, make sure they're okay, make sure the intensity is okay for them, and give them a little bit of education as to what you're doing, why you're testing it, cardiorespiratory endurance and the benefits of it, etc. At the end of the 4 minutes, you monitor the heart rate. So you take the heart rate and you write it down. And decline the treadmill, then take the incline off the treadmill and cool down the client. The advantages and limitations of this test. Well, the advantages is, number one, it's time efficient. It's very short, it's individualized. You're focused on one individual, they've got all your attention, and it induces very low cardiovascular stress. The limitations: heart rate can vary independently of VO2 max due to the emotional state or the nervousness of the client. Because this is a sub-max test, it's not a maximal test. It can be inaccurate in its estimation of VO2 max because heart rate can vary due to a lot of things, not only the work done on the treadmill. The calculation then, in order to find VO2 max, we have a formula here with 15.1, and in the brackets here we're going to put the speed, in the brackets here we're going to put the heart rate, we're going to put speed multiplied by the client's age in here, we're going to put the heart rate multiplied by age in here, and gender in here. And for gender, if you have a male, you put 1 in here. If you have a female, you put 0 in here, and that will eliminate that last figure there. So we're going to look at an example. Here we have a 30-year-old female. The speed she walked on the treadmill was 4 miles per hour and her heart rate was 140 beats per minute. So as always, what you do then is you write out the formula again, putting in the information. So 15.1 plus 21.8 In here we've got speed, which was 4.327. In here we've got the heart rate, which was 140.263. Here we have the speed multiplied by age, 0.00504. We have the heart rate multiplied by age, and 5.48. We have 0 in here because it's a female, and that's going to eliminate that last figure. So the next thing we do is to work out the brackets first. So 21.8 multiplied by 4, 87.2. 0.327 multiplied by 140 is 45.78. We have something inside the brackets here, so we're going to do that first. So 4 by 30 equals 120 multiplied by 0.263 is 31.56. We have something else in the brackets here. 140 multiplied by 30 is 4,200 multiplied by 0.00504 is 21.16. And the last thing, 5.48 multiplied by 0 is 0. So when we've worked out all of those brackets, we write out the formula again. So 15.1 plus 87.2 minus 45.78 minus 31.56 plus 21.16, and when we put all of that into the calculator, it'll come out at 46. So 46 milliliters per kilogram per minute of exercise is this person's VO2 max. And as always, we're going to check our table for standards, for the VO2 max standards, to establish whether or not this VO2 max is good, average, below average, excellent, whatever, based on this person's age. And then we're going to provide feedback to the client. Okay, so another little task here. This time we have a 40-year-old male. The speed he walked at was 3.5 miles per hour, and the heart rate at the end of the test was 145 beats per minute. So we're going to use the formula there, and you are going to pause the presentation while you take a calculator, a pen, piece of paper, and work out that and see can you get VO2 max based on these results, and come back to the presentation when you're ready. So the first thing you should have done is put all the information into the formula. So 21.8 multiplied by the speed, which was 3.5.327 multiplied by the heart rate was 145. 3.5 multiplied by the person's age in here, that's speed multiplied by age, and 145 multiplied by 40, that was the heart rate multiplied by the age in here, and 5.48 multiplied by 1 because we have a male. So that we'll keep that figure here this time. Okay, the next thing we do is multiply out the brackets. So 21.8 multiplied by 3.5 is 76.3. 0.327 multiplied by 145 is 47.41. Do what's in the brackets here first. 3.5 multiplied by 40 is 140. By 0.263 gives us 36.82. Do what's in the brackets here first again. 145 by 40, 5,800 multiplied by 0.00504 is 29.23, and as we said, 5.48 multiplied by 1 is 5.48. So write out the formula again, putting all of this information into it this time. So 15.1 plus 76.3 minus 47.41 minus 36.82 plus 29.23 plus 5.48 will give us an answer of 41 milliliters per kilogram per minute of exercise. This is this client's VO2 max. Go to the table, check for standards, and determine whether this is good, bad, average, excellent, needs work, whatever, based on the client's age. Okay, so that's the treadmill walking test. In the next lesson, we're going to move on to flexibility, which is our next component of fitness, and we're going to look at the sit and reach test and the straight leg raise for flexibility.